guys?
Yep.
Okay. Can everyone just really quickly say something for me? Starting with Gabba.
Hey!
Hi, my name is Mara.
Okay.
Hello.
You're all
I
good,
like
actually.
books a lot.
Perf.
Great.
We're going live.
My stomach has the rumblies that only hands could satisfy.
Ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba-ba. I am very scared for today's session.
All right.
There we go.
We are fully live. We don't have our "we'll begin shortly" screen up right now just because we're starting so late. So we're already streaming. We're just going to be waiting for some people to show up before we get started.
We are. Oh man, this is so weird. We're so small.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
no sound.
They said no
What are you
sound.
talking?
No sound.
I can see it all. I can see it all happening down here. What's going on?
Animated emotes can be disabled in settings.
I also got that.
Show me!
notification.
Oh, snap. Font size. I could change font size.
I can hear us.
Wait,
I'm
it sounds
laughing.
like. Yeah, some people can hear us.
Okay, maybe this is maybe Sarah Scout 87 is having some problems. Okay. Anyways, hey everybody, and welcome to session 14. Sorry for the late start. As you can tell, we've got like a little bit of a different layout today. So we were just had to throw this one together really quickly right before the stream. Yeah, we are very excited to see you all today. We just want to, before we get started, we have a couple things that we want to say. Number one, we do recognize today's date, the holiday of Juneteenth, and that we are playing on today, and we encourage everyone else to also recognize the importance of today. We also want to talk about our schedule coming up. It's gonna be a little bit crazy. It's gonna be a little bit wonky. We will be streaming still on Saturdays. Right now, the way it's looking is the entire month of July, we're not gonna have the full gang with us the entire time. Obviously today we don't have Steven or Hunter. Let's see. Let's look. Starting on June 26th, the end of this month, we should have everybody. Right before we get to July, where July we're not going to have anybody. July 3rd we'll be missing Mara. July 10th I won't be here. July 17th 3 of us won't be here, and July 24th Hunter won't be here either. So it's gonna be a little bit messy for a while, but we're still gonna do our best to get you guys as much content as we will have, and as we can. I believe we're looking at possibly just not having a stream on the 17th of July when 3 of us are missing. On the 10th and the 3rd or the 24th, we will be having some of them will be regular sessions, some of them might be one shots, some of them might be sort of little extra world building fun other than D&D streams. But no matter what, we'll let you guys know before we get to those, and it's going to be a little bit crazy for a while. So we apologize for the craziness, but as soon as we hit August, things should be back to normal, and things are going to get really crazy then. All right. Also, before we get started, we also wanted to talk about the things that we got at Level Up. I don't have my character sheet pulled up, so if someone else wants to go first, that would be awesome.
I can start.
I would love to go. I got it. All right, at Level Up, I got some new hit points. Always exciting for a fighter. But I also got the feat, dual wielding, which means your girl Al is gonna have more weapons and more hits, and it's gonna be great. And yeah, I get a +1 to my AC, and it's gonna be an absolute blast. So Watch out, world. Al's here. Rachel, would you like to go next?
Yeah, mine's pretty exciting. I got more hit points, so that's pretty cool. But the most exciting thing is that with level 4, I get an ability score improvement, and that's either improve my stats or get a feat. I thought this was the perfect time to use the linguist feat. So now I know Abyssal, Dwarvish, and Sylvan, which is incredible because I can talk to Badger Bongwater now without having to use spell slots.
Hey.
It's what we all have been needing.
True.
Spencer, do you want to take it away?
Okay, so at level 4, I got cool things like more hit points. Also, me and Quentin continuously seem to be matching hit points, so we keep meeting up like this, and it's kind of awkward. I also gained another 10 feet to my movement. At 4th level, I also got slow fall, so I can take away damage from falling off of high things. And instead of taking a ability score improvement, I took a feat. I took the feat skilled expert, which gave me an ability score increase, a gain proficiency, and an expertise. So I maxed out my dexterity last session. I took the proficiency of intimidation because Drez seems to constantly intimidate people, which was not the goal of them, but it happened. And then I took the expertise into insight because, yeah, I think knowing what people are thinking is very good right now with scary people chasing after me, so yep. That's all I got.
Cool. At level 4, I just got a couple more hit points. Met up with Dresdor again. I got 2 new spells, or 1 new spell, I can't remember, and I just took the Slasher feat. So I went ahead and took that bonus in strength, and now I can do extra mighty damage with that brand new glaive that Monty just made for Sonder. So, very excited to finally get to use that. And we will see if and when that happens today. Uh-oh. I'm also just reminded that I need everyone to send me what ability score improvements they took because I have not updated the character cards. So if anybody has gotten ability score improvements, just let me know after, and I'll update for everyone watching to make sure you guys are seeing the right numbers. All right. I think with that, we are all ready to get started for today's stream.
Woo! Fantastic. Okay, we are starting out today on the road. It's been a couple of hours where we're kind of in this main road heading down, and this is Volpes is a hot country, and it's getting hotter the closer you get to the capital. So it's a lot of travel where it's cold in the night, and then it's finally gotten warmer, and the sun is shining. Badger Bongwater keeps leaning out to sunbathe out of the cart. And I think we're gonna pick up where you're heading down this road, and it's kind of finally off of the main part where people just pass you by walking to a bit more of a deserted area. There's some woods a while ahead, and you actually see after pretty much an hour with no one besides just some loose donkeys passing you by. Off in the distance, about 2 minutes in the front, there seems to be a group of people walking down. No cart on them, no horse, just holding bags, and they specifically look unique and kind of draw your eyes because they're all dressed like rare birds doing mating dances, like extremely colorful clothes. And kind of as you get closer, you see it's like a mix of very, very fancy clothing and just like, here's some curtains I found and put together to make a skirt. And those people are in front. You're gonna be passing by them soon.
So they're
How's the mood in
dressed
the
like
cart?
birds?
They're dressed in clothing that from far away it looks like they're doing mating dances because it's so colorful. And some of them do like have just bird feathers stuck into their outfits and like hats. But they're just extremely colorfully dressed.
I'm
And right in front of you.
I'm definitely like reaching back and like bump 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 hitting the cart to grab everyone's attention. So if they're not looking, then they are now because I want everyone to see this.
I very much want to jump out of the cart and go see what their deal is,
Joyce,
but
they look like
I am
you.
also too terrified right now to leave the presence of my newfound company currently. So I am very conflicted.
I see Drez kind of wavering, and I just want to like throw a blanket and be like, if you want to like hide under this until they're gone, you can. But like, it's up to you. I don't want to imply that like you are nervous, but like you seemed a little nervous. Like, if you want to hide, here you can hide, and we'll be very hush hush about it.
They're just so, they look so colorful, and I would like to interact with them, but also I'm afraid to trust anybody we're passing right now.
You want me to go talk to him, or like any of us to go talk to him? It doesn't have to be me. I don't want to insert myself in that. I mean, anybody can go. Should we speak to them? I now say to the rest of the group.
How far away are they?
You're getting closer, so I would say, you move in the cart for like 40 more seconds, you're gonna pull up right next to them.
Would that give me enough time to quickly disguise myself with my disguise kit?
Very quickly, I'd say. So it's if you have something you can throw on in that time, you can also just slow down. They're not approaching you yet, but 40 seconds is gonna be speed running the disguise.
Well, I rolled a freaking 7 plus 2, so that's a 9.
It's just like just grabbing some eyeliner, make my mustache.
Yeah, does my drab clothing from Wyatt's horrible closet help at all?
It does make you look like not your usual kind of outfit, so it does help a bit.
It's like, well, I really want to go talk to them.
Wait, so are they on a cart coming towards us, or are they stationary?
They're walking down. They don't have a cart with
Oh,
them, but
okay.
they're just walking the same way you're walking, pretty much.
Okay.
Just slower.
Yeah.
So we're gonna pass them.
Yeah.
So if they get closer, can we make a perception check on them?
Go ahead.
Pretty sure you already know what I'm looking for. Oh my god. I'm just not rolling good today.
Your dice are I think your dice are
Distress
cursed and you need to do something with them because they're very cursed.
It's
Freaking
time to
8
cleanse.
Yeah.
different dice.
You know, as you get closer, it's you kind of can see all of them, but the ones who you do see you don't recognize. And also, as you get closer, you notice that most of them are carrying some type of instrument, like lutes, flutes.
Do any of them have any sort of animal with them?
No.
Okay.
Who was sitting at the front? Do we remember?
I believe
Is it-
Monty is.
Monty's
I believe
driving. I'm
Monty's
next to him.
Monty's very busy driving today, fully focused.
So focused.
I'm gonna tap him on the
Can
shoulder.
I hop?
Okay, you're good. No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm just gonna hop out and like walk behind the cart with the dogs.
Aw.
Just like walk behind, so you know. We have vicious animals with us, but their tails are like lagging really, really hard. So like they're not. They do not look very vicious right now.
Scary dog privilege.
Do I recognize any of them?
You know what? I feel like you look around, none of them are like from your specific group of people, but there is a like you feel like you've seen some of these people before passing by, maybe like visiting uh your fellow performers. As you're getting closer, as you get out and you're walking behind, um the main guy in the front kind of like takes a step out and waves at you and goes, "Hello there. Those are some nice dogs you have."
Oh,
Yeah, they're pretty great. What's up?
I do that thing that moms do whenever the car stops way too fast and they put their hand over you so that you don't go flying forward. I do that to Monty as we like come to a stop next to them.
He kind of takes a look at the cart stopping by, examines it, looks back at you, and says, "Where are you folk heading?"
The capital city.
The capital.
Going to see a play, actually. Yeah.
Oh.
Going to see some theater. Hopefully, that's our hope.
Well, that is fantastic. Are you going to see theater on the streets or in one of those big marble buildings?
Hopefully, all that we can see.
Big marble
We're
buildings.
as much big marble buildings, but also we love street performers as well.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. I would suggest maybe don't suggest to people on this might sound a bit like a threat, but I am not threatening you. But I would suggest maybe on the road just don't tell people you're going to the rich people places. They will rob you. I have a fun story about that actually. Are any of you perhaps performers? I see a hand.
Like sort of like not like try to keep my face covered and slightly raises my hand.
Yeah,
Is
quite a few of us are.
that is wonderful. Well, we are just going back from a performance, and we usually just do stories for tips, but we've been walking around, and you seem like interesting people, and I would like to trade a story for a story. If you can tell me a story interesting enough, I can tell you a story more interesting than yours, probably.
This is so my jam.
Oh, man.
Do
we get to like confer and like decide who gets to tell our best story? Is this like a you bring out your best man and we bring out ours and they fight, but it's with words? Or is this like what's the rules? I'm sorry, I'm not good at I need rules for things.
Well, there's no rules on the street, but we do performances. We have choreography and singing, but if you'd rather do your individual best stories, that's also fine. It's in the spirit of creativity.
This is so my jam.
Coming from my
Got
whole
30
career.
years of adventures behind me.
Can we huddle up real quick? Let's huddle. Okay. I have a really really compelling story about so there was this one time when my brother and I were both running around the house, and then he started to run up the stairs, but then my sister came running down the stairs, and then they bumped into each other. I could tell that story.
That is a lovely story, Sonder. I think I know what kind of people these people are, and from a whole fucking career. I don't think that's gonna cut it for them. I think I'm sorry, Sonder. Your story is incredible, but
Well,
I feel like
isn't
they
that sort of
hate
your whole
us.
thing? Isn't storytelling sort of your whole thing? I think maybe wait.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe you should do it then.
Yeah.
I should.
Anybody else? Anybody else?
I have a lovely story about an underground botanical garden and a little mushroom woman who resides there.
That's interesting. Is there a lesson for
Yes,
children to take from it?
don't assume death is the final word.
Oh, I wish someone would have taught me that when I was younger.
Oh, I learned a lot.
Al, do you have any stories?
I mean, I have, I guess, one that I used to tell. Well, that my, well, I mean, it wasn't that I told it. I mean, now I do it, and I think I improved it. But like, my older sister used to tell me this story about this thief who had to like fight a god once. It was very exciting. I don't remember most of it, but I'm sure I could figure out parts of it and then just make up the maybe. I may have a story. I may not have a story, but I might. But I might.
I could always just explain the plot of a play that I saw once. In detail.
I might have a story. I'd like to see what they pull first.
Ooh.
Okay. Let's do that. Let's do that.
Okay.
Break.
Have you decided on something?
We might have. We would like, because you're the host of this competition, I guess, if you could call it that. I don't know. Friendly fight. I'd like to give you the I guess we could call it home advantage and courtesy of letting you start first.
Okay, make me a persuasion check.
I shouldn't be this worked up about this, but I'm pretty worked up about this.
High stakes.
Right.
7.
Persuasion?
Yeah, persuasion.
22.
Nice. Hey.
I guess there, if we are inviting you to participate, then we should go first. All right. Now, he kind of snaps his fingers, and the people behind him pull into like a line. And he takes a little like stand on the walking stick. You are travelers along the southern part of the continent, and there will come a night when you will stay in your camp, and it will grow dark, and then morning will slowly come. And in the morning mist, you might see people walking down the street one by one, and one of the people in the back starts walking, and as they walk, they start getting picked up by their feet of the other people passing by, so they seem taller and taller. He goes, you might see people as tall as mountains traversing their way west. They come from lonely mountains in the Noldor, quite unexplored, with many people who tried to reach them, but not many who came back. And they are giants of unknown age that are making their way through the continent, scaring many a noble and many a traveler alike. Now, there's no way to know why they are traveling, but they are making their way across the entire continent, one by one or group by group. And some of them, even, have been known to stop by those lost on the road and help them find the true meaning that is hidden away in those mountains that none of us have seen since millennia. And the person walking up pulls up one of the people behind to reach up to their level of standing, and then they hop off and the people who are lifting them up at the start playing a little fade out tune, and the traveler telling the story turns to it. He says, "Now, we don't know why they are here, but it is a question to ask yourselves, what can we learn from those who scare us, who we see in the morning mist?"
Spooky.
Mm.
I will say that I have met a couple giants. That's a lie. I've met one giant, and he is very cool.
They are very cool and quite tall.
Oh yes, quite tall.
Hmm. Now, I will say that I wish the costumes fit the story better. I don't think the costumes had anything. They don't think they drove the plot along in any way. Honestly, it was a little bit distracting. All the flashing colors in the background while you were moving. I wasn't really paying attention to you. I was paying attention to them. You know, the sounds of like the gravel under the road scraping beneath your boots. Maybe this isn't the stage that the story was meant for. But it was, yeah. Well, it was a good effort, and it'll put us some competition.
That was a wonderful critique indeed. Thank you.
I enjoyed it.
It was a lovely historical story, but also a good heads up, I guess. So thank you.
It's short enough, but you might run across more of us on the road, and they can continue what we've started. Now, I believe it's your turn to give us something in return.
All right. I knew once of this knight who traveled the world across land, slay monsters, kill dragons, fight things in the darkness, especially things that go bump in the night. At this time, I'd like to transform myself into the appearance of that guy. So say like half elf, tall, muscular man, dark hair, a little bit of stubble. Oh man, I don't remember. My clothes do not change, I realize. But that's all right.
When I noticed
Sandra
her
will comment on it later.
when I noticed her transform, can I cast my cantrip of dancing lights and then have them change into the things the things that she's describing?
Yes, absolutely.
Like little dragons flying by, horrid beasts being slain.
There was this one particular day that he decided to approach a castle. In this castle, it was told that the king was very generous, the queen was one of the most caring woman in the world, and their daughter was rumored to be the most beautiful person in all the land, and so he tried his best to go there to win her hand in marriage. And as he knocked on the door, he was approached by the butler of the castle and told the butler about his many journeys and accomplishments, and that he was there for the the princess's hand in marriage. And the butler went on to go tell the king, who went to tell the queen, who went to tell the princess ultimately. But to the knight's surprise, the answer on the way back was no. She did not want to accept his proposal. And at this point, something came upon the knight that he still does not know what happened that day. He stabbed the butler and killed him. Wiped his sword, completely forgot, and knocked on the door again. This time without the butler, the king had to answer the door. And so, completely forgetting that he had just stabbed the butler, went through the same spiel all over again, told the king about all of his accomplishments and how he was there to win the hand of his daughter. And so, king went down the chain of command to the queen, then ultimately to the princess. Same thing happened. Came back with a no. And the same thing happened. The knight does not know what came upon him, stabbed the king, cleaned his sword, did it over again until finally the only person left in the castle was the princess, who opened the door, and the knight was very surprised that she was the person opening the door, but he did not remember everything that happened before. So he said his full proposal, and to his dismay, the princess once again said no, and explained multiple reasons, one of which being that she was already being courted by someone else. And the knight, once again, does not remember how, who, why, what came across him, stabbed the princess. And only in that last moment after he stabbed her, realized what had happened. And vowed to put down the sword, because if he cannot guarantee what happened that what happened that day would happen again, then who else would he hurt? And that's the end of the story.
I would like to say every explanation that Aster had been explaining, the lights would shift, the dancing lights around her.
How's that for this competition?
Well, I wasn't going to call it a competition myself, but I will gladly give you a winning title if it is. I haven't seen many performances like this. This is your life calling.
I
Stories.
am technically, yes. I am part of the Olive Branch Guild. It's located a little bit outside of the capital. It's not in the capital, but we go around. I personally do storytelling. I have some other members of the guild who do other things such as weaving, performing songs. My friend Lorne does miming.
Oh, I believe I've seen that one. That's a very good performance.
I'll give him your compliments. Thank you. Oh, your
Well,
story was quite incredible, and I can't wait to see your other comrades continuing on the story.
Tell you what, when you get to the capital, ask around for the storytellers. I believe that they will welcome you with open arms.
Thank you.
So what did we win?
Do you want a gift for your story?
I mean, it's not necessary, but if you have one, we won't be opposed to it. But this was a story for a story, so.
Hmm.
How about I'll throw in the seed of a story in return. And he gets a piece of paper out of his pocket and hands it over to you, Aster. Um and it's just a little map, like half drawing, half map of a well and some way down from that well, and like a drawing of the surrounding square, and what seems to be like a kind of sewer layout, with a couple of stars drawn at the end of different paths.
Thank you.
Very cool.
This is absolutely gorgeous.
you.
Question: did we ever divvy up our earnings from Mr. Montgomery?
No, we did not.
Because I just realized that because I'm broke. Because I know we gave the one chest to the people, but then we had the other stuff.
We
I don't
have the
remember.
box of 200 gold that I have specifically labeled in my inventory as a box with 200 gold. I just saw the Discord notification. um. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Separate. What's 200 divided by 6? Oh, this isn't what we got from Mr. Montgomery either. This is stuff that I pocketed.
Yeah, I meant the
Yeah.
stuff that we specifically got for doing the job for Mr. Montgomery.
Hold
Do
on,
we
let me
remember
look at
how
the
much he
notes.
paid
We
us?
got 100 each,
Did we? Okay.
plus another 100 for Iggy that we have.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. Because I definitely did not put that in my inventory. Hey, I have money again.
Do you all have a name, like a group name? Is this some sort of like fun little pun or something that you guys call yourselves by?
We just go by storytellers. It's better than a pun name because it allows us to go out in many directions.
Hmm. Cool. Not very fun, but I sort of get it. So.
Do you design your own costumes?
Yes, we do. We do indeed.
It is quite an extraordinary color palette.
Thank you.
I make my own clothing from time to time. Right now, I'm trying to,
You just
be
you just see him like
incog.
look directly at your
Yeah,
outfit as you say that.
I'm
and go
like,
"Mhm."
I'm like, listen, I know, this is like bleh, but I'm trying to go incognito right now. But what I normally wear is quite dazzling.
Well, good thing you're not wearing the I went to Vinox and all I got was this lousy shirt. Because that would be even worse.
That's in my bag right now.
All right, well, I believe we'll be leaving you. We've got somewhere to be, and it looks like you also have somewhere to be, so you all have fun with your stories, and maybe one day we can trade them again.
I would definitely, if you're heading south, right? We're coming from the south, right? Or no,
You're heading like from the west, like east southish, like you're making like
Okay.
a diagonal.
well, I would definitely stop by Vinox. They are looking for entertainers from all over currently. They had a hard going recently, and they could really use a show.
That is
Uh,
a good proposition.
Yeah, I would talk to. I don't think the inn's gonna be there, but maybe I don't know. Talk to Alexander or Philip.
There's a missing inn, you say?
Yeah, the inn. Yeah, like I said, they went through some like really crappy things right now. But you know, just like go talk to either Alexander or Philip and tell them that the exasperator sent you.
Okay. Well, people who have been through a lot of difficult things tend to have the best stories to tell. So, can you point that out on the map for me so we can just know where we're going?
Does anyone know how to read a map?
That way.
Simply head in that direction. Okay. Seems easy enough. We'll find our way. Well,
As they start to head off, or, as we part ways, can I just, like, pull out my axe very non-threateningly just to, like, show the rune carved on it, to the person who told the story about giants and being like, hey, so I'm not great at interpreting art, but 'cause you talked about giants, and I know this is a giant rune. Do you know anything about it? And I'll like show it on the hilts of one of my axes, and then like tilt my warhammer on my back down so they can see it on the little butt of it. Do you know what these are? It's okay if you don't. I'm not trying to pressure you. You don't have to know everything. I was just curious because you talked about giants, and I don't know anything about giants. So,
the story is not mine originally, but I do have a friend in the capital who might be able to help.
who?
Well, it's a bit difficult to do if we don't use names in the performance. It ruins the illusion. But look for the storytellers, and you'll find them with ease. We're as you can see, quite visible in the crowd.
Thank you. Also, I really liked your story. It was really, really good.
Thank you.
I also like your costumes. It was cool. Okay, bye. And I run away.
I hop back in the cart. Back to being hiding.
Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna hop into the front seat and I'm gonna turn around to the back to face everyone. I'm gonna say, Aster, I've got a couple of notes. If you would, do you mind?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So, I think you need to move more. All right, and then it will fade away to a cut, so I don't have to actually give you any notes.
We cut back to just Badger Bongwater, just like staring you down.
As we're going, I would like to keep an eye out for any suspicious activity, whether it be person, animal, or beast.
Sure. Make me a perception check just while you guys are heading.
Perception. Well, that's a 10 at least.
Mhm.
They're getting better. I rolled an 8 plus 3.
Improvement.
Uphill
Yeah.
trend.
Oh no, wait, plus 3. So
Or-
11.
This is accurate to us being called a group, just the party's a group of art majors traveling together. Yes, none of us can do math either.
Do I see anything with my 11?
You're 11. It's you get passed by some pretty innocuous looking people just heading out with like their bags. There's some deer that pass by on the road, but there doesn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary right now that you can see.
And none of them seem oddly colored or like full of mushrooms or anything.
Not the ones you can see passing you by clearly on the road.
Okay.
Yes.
Can I potentially argue that because we have 2 guard dogs with us, we might have maybe a little bit of an alert if something suspicious is going on, because they have good noses and are good boys.
Sure, I will give you that. The dogs are an advantage if someone tries to sneak up like in range.
Great.
The dog's
also,
just like laying in the cart with us.
every now and then they jump out and run around. When they see the deer
They're
passing
so
by,
cute.
they just like run for it, run after the deer, chase them away. Also,
Patrick
question to the
Bonk.
party, just while you're traveling, have the dogs been named yet? Do the dogs have names?
No.
No.
Okay.
I know
We
we
should make a
had
list
some
of-
names. Yeah, we
Yeah,
had it.
one of-
Liz.
One of
What?
the names I suggested was one of them could be LM and the other was OP, so then when you call him, you go, LMP, get over here. I think that's funny. So that was my idea, but who else has ideas? I'll write them down.
How about Cutie and Patootie?
Oh, who do we have? Right, we have the horse that we named Giuseppe. I think the Strong. Let me double check this.
Well, if we're going with stuff like that, why don't we name them Tomato and Tomato or Potato and Potato?
I'm gonna get them mixed up so easily.
Badger just starts tugging at your sleeve and just goes, Badger Junior, Bongwater Junior.
Oh, okay. I'll put that to the group. Badger Bongwater thought Badger Junior and Bongwater Junior.
Okay.
I-
I mean, I'll put it on the list.
Okay,
It's on the list.
It wasn't the Strong. It was Giuseppe the Buff.
The
But
buff.
still. Then we have Badger Bogwater.
All right.
We're
we
just
have
great at names.
Badger.
What kind of dogs are these again?
I think they were like, what's the dog name? Mastiffs?
Mastiffs?
Yeah,
I think.
mastiffs. So big boys.
Big old
Big old
bug.
boys. Big old droopy boys.
What about little and tiny? You know, be all funny because they're big.
What
Or
about
like,
Tip and Top? Tip Top.
tip top.
Or variation on a theme, top and fill in the blank.
Top and bottom.
Pew and Pow. Pow and Pew.
Pew pew.
Or Pow and Boom. No, that's not good.
Bow and wow.
Boom and Bang.
Boom and bang. I
Wow,
kind of like
boom
boom
and
and bang.
Okay. Okay, so now we can either vote or we can just call the names out to them and see if they like pick their own, you know?
Let's do that.
Like that's what I always do. Like one of my raccoons was named Fig, and it's because I had a long list, and then I like read the list, and then my raccoon like tilted the head when I said Fig, and I was like, oh, it wants figs. Then I read the list again, and then it Fig again, and that is how I named my dog IRL. But that's how I named my raccoon. They picked. So should we do that?
Let's do
Sure.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll like hop out of the or like get them so they're sitting next to each other. I'm like, okay. And I just start like reading down the list. LM
Mhm.
and OP.
How many names are there on the
Cutie.
list? How many options are there on the list?
1,
Because
2,
I'm
3,
gonna.
4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8.
I have a dice for that. We can.
Okay. I'll
We're
start
gonna
Dog
reading
roll.
choice.
the list.
Let's see. I have rolled for the dog's choice.
Okay,
Okay.
what number is it?
It is number 1.
LM and OP.
LM, OP.
LM,
Do the dogs look
OP.
different in either way, or are they like identical?
One of them is more like kind of brown with like little spots, and one of them is like a bit more like whatchamacallit, like a sandy color.
Which one should be LM and which one should be OP?
I feel like OP is the one with the spots. I don't know why, that just feels correct. And then LM is the sandy,
LM.
tawny colored one.
I see them. I'm picturing it, and they're real. They exist.
I could take over driving if Monty could metalwork a little dog collar. You know, just like hammer it out with the metal scraps. Like, you know, so they have their names.
Me and Al sitting in the front. Besties.
Besties.
Would like
It
to...
is slowly getting darker.
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
Oh.
spooky times.
Spooky
Cool.
time.
All right. We should probably set up for camp. Eventually, we should try and find somewhere slightly enclosed. Are we traveling like on open field or?
Right now it's pretty much like open field. You could probably try going like there's side roads every now and then, so you could try heading into a town, but it will take you a while, and then you will have to get back from that road. And it's like you can kind of see in the distance that there's like an area where it starts getting more wooded. There's like a pretty large river heading down from there.
I want to stay away from forests.
Right now you're pretty much open field.
Okay. Is there any like tall grass? Can I make a survival check to like
Yeah.
look for perhaps
Yeah.
like past traveling locations?
I was about to suggest that. Go ahead.
Please. I need a good roll. Okay, we're going up. I rolled a 10 plus 3, so 13.
Yeah, there's a little it's not the best in terms of like being covered and defended, but it is like a good little camp spot that has a very good view. It has tall grass. There's not like a full like, oh, we can hide here and be completely not seen, but it's kind of, you can kind of try to make your way
It's
there.
better than nothing. And if needed, we can hide in the grass. Just jump into the grass. Camp. Set up.
Start
Um,
pulling the reins over.
I'm gonna start making a fire. Nice little cozy. Grabbing some twigs and some dry grass.
If you want, you can all make me survival checks to see how well this is going, the camp setup. Because so far you've been in town, so it's a bit of a change of pace.
Dirty 20.
I got 7.
12
I
plus 0.
rolled a 4.
I rolled a 10.
12 plus 0.
Hmm?
For 12.
We're 12.
Getting really frustrated with this fire.
It's like you picked up some wood that was wet already, and it's just
Everything is just slowly starting to weigh down on me, and I'm just sitting there like, just light the fire, just die.
Hey, Drez, maybe, I think LM and OP kind of need to walk. Would you walk with them a little bit? You might, you know, they'll guard you if people are around, but, you know, just take a lap. Maybe take a breath.
I will walk only about like I want to be within like yelling range of the party.
Mm-hmm.
If I yell, they can hear me.
All right.
But I want to be slightly away to take a breath
Mm-hmm.
and think.
Okay. We'll get back to you in a second. Just for context, Al, you are doing the best. You're leading the effort here. What job are you picking up with your good survival skills?
I think I have fully like converted the carriage, so it's like glamping. So there's like everyone has like I've like set it up so everyone has like a pillow and a blanket and like I, got some like cute candles like in like under like some like old things so it's like casting stars on the side. Like I cut chunks out of a piece of wood and like put it over the candle too much so it can't like catch fire, but so there's like stars going on around the thing. Everyone's got their own little space. Yeah, it's like very glamping. I'm maybe working on some like pulling out the snacks, distributing them, charcuterie board. Yeah.
That is fantastic. That is a level of just exclusive existence. Badger Bongwater's eating it up. He's walking around giving like critiques also, but like quite nice ones.
Mm-hmm. I'm like asking him to like get sticky so I can like, stick some like cute leaves up on the walls for some decoration. So I like slap it on him, pull it off, stick it to the carriage, so it looks all
artistry.
cute. Put some flowers around. Yeah, art.
He also just pulls you over at one point and just makes like a sticky like puddle on one of the seats you've prepared.
Thanks. Thank you. Thanks.
Other campers. I had a moment where I blanked and I was like, character name, player name. Oh no. I keep doing that recently. I am turning into a mother of four, just being like, what's your names? Sander and Aster, what are y'all doing with your kind of average to frustrating attempts at camping?
I think Saunders just gonna be the one who like walks around the fire pit and stomps all the grass down so that it doesn't catch on fire. And I've just been doing that, making the circle bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
I think Aster's probably looking for like tinder and stuff for the campfire, maybe some pine cones if that's the type of trees that are around. Because those are fun fact, pine cones are good for putting in a bucket of water for a campfire so that you don't pour a whole bunch of water on campfires, then making it all like wet and unusable. So you put the pine cone in and shake it out so it kind of sprinkles it and takes the fire. I'm a Girl Scout.
There's a running joke in my country that all scouts live off of pine cones. So that is an adequate reference. It's every single scout I meet, they're like, we eat pine cones. It's a Polish thing. Polish education for today. All right, setting up camp is going great. Dress. As you're kind of walking with the dogs, you hear a voice call out to you, just like call out your name, and I'm gonna say it sounds a lot like it sounds a lot like Monty calling out with this kind of like friendly hey friend attitude of oh, I found some things over here, and I need you to make me just like an insight check to see how believable that voice is to you right now.
I got expertise and insight now. Don't mess with me.
Oh, come on.
Well, that's a fucking 2.
Oh,
But plus
up to the two crew.
That's a 9.
Wow, Monty is in that tall grass right now, calling out to you to help him look for Tinder. Totally sounds like him.
Are the dogs are with me though? Are they
The
acting
dogs
strange?
are with you.
Are the dogs acting strange?
One of the dogs, hearing Monty's voice, just starts like pulling you that way. The other dog starts pulling you the other way.
I'm going to halt. I'm not gonna move. Oh. I completely stand there for a couple of minutes. I'm staring. We're still in like an open field, right?
Yeah.
I stand there. If it's who I think it is, you have every reason to be mad at me. But I hope you know that they have nothing to do with this. So if you're gonna come after me, come after me. Leave them out of this. I am pleading with, I'm thinking is a very angry person. If it's the person I'm thinking of. And I know bits of their tricks and bobs. If it's them, I would like to also, if I can, make a perception check for any sort of large beast, animal of some kind.
Okay. Roll me that. Let's see what you're saying. With your curse dice.
Okay, that's not bad. 15 plus 3, so that's 18.
18. Okay, fantastic. You can see kind of through the tall grass. There seems to be a figure of this kind of like a bird-looking person in front, and then behind that, a bit further on, there's like a darker kind of mass between the tall grass that looks like more people.
It's Monty and the rest of your friends.
Is it like a bird person or a large bird?
A bird person.
A bird person. Because it's dark out now, right? So really
Yeah.
I can only see shapes of them, even
Yeah.
with dark vision. I Mm, I pause. I'm gonna look directly. Are any of the other figures behind this bird person tallish in a similar form that I may recognize?
Yeah, I will say there does seem to be a kind of a higher height.
I don't know what to do. Okay. I will take a couple movements back. Do they move from that spot? The people? The figures?
How many steps back are you taking?
I'm only
Slowly?
taking, I would say, about like 5 feet.
Mm-hmm. One of the people from the group that you can kind of see from the tall grass takes a step forward.
Okay. I won't move. Uh, I will yell in my normal voice. We have company! And I will look at that taller figure and I will have a look of slight hurt and I don't want to fight you.
She takes a step forward, and you can still kind of just see a silhouette. And just for a moment, she stands looking at you, and she says, "At some point, you are going to have to face me alone." And then she turns around, and the rest of the group starts heading the other way.
So the rest of the group is leaving. Is she still standing there?
She waits for a couple of seconds, and then she joins them in running away.
I stand there and watch them leave. And after probably like a good couple of minutes of them starting to probably head towards me, I fall and let out the loudest shriek of frustration. And I am, by the time they find me, I am crumpled on the ground and sobbing.
As soon as we get there, seeing Drez on the ground, I'm just gonna bonus action turn into my giant self and just like be like, "Hey Drez, it's gonna be okay," and just like pick you up and start running you back to the carriage because I think you're injured. So I'm like running you out of harm's way, just like a little baby, and like, "Hey, where are you hurt? You got use words, bestie, words." My friend, hey, and just like bring as I'm like running you back to the cart.
I think I'm like trying to find where the people went because
Mhm.
I think I would also believe that Drez is like physically hurt. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm gonna sprout some wings and I'm gonna like fly up and like survey the area like a hawk.
Ooh, okay, okay. Um, all right. Make me a perception check with your
Mm.
hog vision.
Oh, epic +0. Oh, that was a
Epic.
4.
You kind of see like the trail moving through the tall grass, and then it's like, whoever these people are, they are apparently really good at not being seen because the trail just cuts cold, and even from above on the field, you cannot really see where they're heading.
Ding dang it. Well, I can only have my wings for a minute, so I don't have a whole lot of time to look around. So I'm but before that minute ends, I'm gonna like right down to the camp so I can land before the minute expires and I fall to my death.
I'm probably
Soft grass.
I've been just like not saying anything, shaking, and like full body shaking in Al's arms.
The dogs are like like making little whimpering sounds and trying to like go up to Al's arms to see what's wrong with you.
I'm just in distress. And I assume we go back to the camp / cart. And if Al puts me down, I kind of unknowingly my body moves to the pouch that I hold my holy symbols in. And I pull out the bookmark. and kind of hold it in frustration, not saying anything, like white knuckle grip on this cloth bookmark. And I'm kind of like rocking back and forth, trying to breathe. I won't even make you guys make an insight check on how I'm doing. I'm doing terrible. Fear has washed all over 100% over my face. And I'm terrified, and I am somewhere deeply hurt.
I think after setting, like, letting you down in the cart, I want to do like a check, to like make sure there's no like obvious like blood or bruising, and then I'm just gonna like throw like a blanket on over you and like make like call the dogs over so they can kind of like curl up next to you, and then I'll just kind of like take a couple steps back and just like sit away and like maybe like write in my book or something, but just like be in the cart but like not engaging, give you some time. But the puppos, they're there, probably giving
Surrounded.
smooches.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Surrounded.
puppies are doing just the calm someone down by just crushing them methods.
At some point, I just rip off the dumb clothing that I've been using as a disguise because I knew all along that that wasn't going to work. But at some point I'm just in pantaloons and that's about it. The boots have been kicked off somewhere. His heck shoes. And I'm just sitting there hunched. Very
If I can cast something if you'd like me to that'll make you feel better, maybe.
Yeah, sure, I just ramble, mush on words that are not.
Yeah. So I mean, this is also available for the party too. The rest of the party. One of the new spells that I got at 4th level is Calm Emotions. Concentration up to a minute. 60 feet. Sphere, I think. You attempt to suppress strong emotions in a group of people, each humanoid in a 20-foot radius sphere, centered on a point you choose within range, must make a charisma saving throw. The creature can choose to fail the saving throw if it wishes. If a creature fails its saving throw, choose one of the following two effects. I'm choosing suppress any effect causing a Are you frightened?
I would purposely give myself a frightened.
I believe this definitely counts as frightened in a sense.
Cool. You can suppress any effect causing a target to be charmed or frightened. When the spell ends, any suppress effect resumes, provided that its duration has not expired in the meantime. Gabba, is this legal?
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I've seen people use it like this, and I love it every single time. Absolutely. Go off.
I would like to roll to resist, please.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah. All of you who are in the cube who don't want their emotions affected.
What is?
I rolled a natural 20, so I think I'm good.
I
You're
rolled a
definitely
good.
4.
We see Sonder from his like tense position suddenly like actually like just slouch.
My posture it just gets so much worse. I'm gonna go lay down.
Unknowingly, I think after that has been cast, Joyce has been like clenching his entire body, and all of it just releases. And the grip on the symbol that he's been holding, this bookmark, kind of slides out of his hand onto his lap, and he's kind of just staring into nothingness. Pretty much the whole time that you've known them, they've been this very, like, yeah, happy, headstrong, like, aha! And before you was a very crumpled and broken person who's been through a lot.
I'll I'll take the first watch. You all rest. Monty, Esther, do you want second or third?
I'll take third. I can
Okay.
help. I can wake you guys up with something.
I will take
Okay.
second. I say very
No,
quiet.
it's okay.
I would rather.
No. You rest. You need it. Who wants second watch?
I'll take second.
Or I can take two and just sleep late in the morning.
No,
It's
I'll
not a
do
bad
it.
thing. Okay, great. Great. I'll wake you up when it's time, and then I'll like climb up onto like the roof of the carriage and like get my weapons all out next to me, like prop my shield up. Just kind of sit on top, keep watch.
Well,
I'm
eventually.
sleeping in my. I went to Vinox and all I got was this Aussie shirt.
Aw.
Do I even have a bedroll? I don't even know if I do.
I made beds in the carriage. Everybody's got a little small, but a bed.
And you do have pillows, I think,
Oh yeah, we do.
or blankets.
I
Everyone's got pillows and
would.
blankets.
I guess Douglas will climb into the cart and slump over. I would have picked up that bookmark, and
Hmm.
I'm not tightly gripping it anymore. I'm just kind of holding it, and eventually I fall asleep, but it's not a good sleep.
Okay. And I think we might break here and get right back to the watches after.
All right. That I can do if I ever find the break screen. So give me just a moment.
No break today.
No break
No
today.
break.
You guys get to just watch our empty rooms for 10 minutes. All right. We will be back in just a few. See you all shortly. See ya. Hey,
Hello.
we're back. Welcome back, everybody. We were just talking about Polish and Scandinavian folklore. Um, Lots of fun stuff. Very scary for the future for us, the party.
Yeah. A lot of just we have a lot of woods and a lot of lakes and a lot of things hidden in those places that I'm just gonna pluck right into D&D. I can steal my own culture. It's fine. I'm allowed.
Ah.
All right, let's get back into it. Let's do it. Let's look around at
right.
night.
Yeah. Al, you're doing first watch?
Indeed.
All right. You can make me a perception check.
You got it. This dice has been my bestie tonight. Okay, perception +1. So that's a 16.
Very nice. All right. Okay. So far, things seem pretty calm. You do at some point kind of hear like a shuffling through the tall grass. But it's from relatively far because are you like sitting at the top of the cart? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like whatever it is doesn't seem to want to get close. So it's staying at like a very safe distance off into the tall grass.
Perfect. Cool. Just I want to spend my watch like sitting out and like trying to like draw constellations in like my little notebook because I'm from the city. We don't get a lot of stars in the city, so just pass my watch, kind of trying to find them and drawing them in my book.
All right. To the sleeping folk also. Hello. Sounder. Number 1. You're having a nice sleep, right?
Right.
All right. What you dreaming about just while you're having your nap?
Well, seeing as I was calmed into sleep by magic, I'm probably having, like, not super duper crazy dreams at the moment. Probably just like really normal stuff, like the playing at the beach or, you know, puppies running through fields, running past a crying drow man collapsed in a field. You know, nice,
Oh,
cute
jeez.
little stuff.
Nice, cute little dreams. Yeah, I'm gonna say just while you're in the yeah, let's say the beach bit is where you're just hanging out. And you feel a presence at your side and you look over and Source is there. Just kind of holding like an umbrella for the sun so that it doesn't burn him. Just kind of looking over at the waves, and watching just like the nature around. And then he turns over to you and just kind of gestures at the sea, and then looks at you again and says, "So how have the powers been treating you?"
You know, I knew when I went into this particular one, that something was a little bit different. For some reason, I felt much more conscious. Things were a lot clearer. I could actually feel the sun on my skin. So thanks, I guess, for making a cool dreamscape, but dang, is it obvious the second I walked into this one. Anyways, it's going well. I guess things are cool. I've sprouted wings like twice, and it feels really, really great to fly around in the sky, and I wish I could do it for longer. Don't know why you could only give it to me for like this long. It takes a lot of energy to do that. I understand, sort of. Anyways.
We don't want you to become spoiled with too much wing time. This could all get much worse if you are allowed to fly around for too long.
Okay, well. Okay, Dad. I didn't know it was that kind of relationship. Anyways, it's actually been really, really great.
Please.
People
Oh,
listen
that's
to
good
me.
You're finished complaining.
People listen to me a lot more. It came really in handy when trying to get an entire town to go march to what could have been their deaths. So, thank you for that. And genuinely, actually, no attitude about this one. Thank you for not telling on me. I guess I can't guarantee that you haven't done that, but from what it seems, my presence in the world is still sort of hush hush, and if you could keep it that way, I would appreciate.
Well, I haven't told on you yet. I would say that you can probably tell by just the everything that we rarely have exceptions to our control. But there seems to be an issue, and I figured you could be of use since you're under the radar. There's an ASMR that's been causing me personally some trouble. And since you seem to grow good at convincing people and making them obey you, I figured you could be useful in this regard too.
Who is it?
Oh, it's no one you know. I mean, you don't know a lot of people, but
A name would be really helpful. Actually,
her name is Integrity. She's been missing for
Integrity.
better part of a month.
And that's an issue that she's missing?
I believe she may be causing some trouble, and since that trouble does trace back to me as a source, if you want to be funny about it, I would like to handle it before it goes to the higher echelons.
Is she doing her job? Is she following her purpose? Is she being the best at integrity, whatever that even means? Is she doing that?
Well, she seems to have gone off my radar completely, and I am not a big fan of that.
I mean, you found me, so. But yes, I don't know. I'll look for her. What? Why? Why do you want? Why? So why is me being off the radar helpful in any way?
Right. Imagine that you are right now approached by the royal host.
Okay.
Would that make you panic? Would that make you worried for your safety? Or would it make you excited and happy and ready to cooperate?
Okay, well that's a natural 1 for insight. Yes, that would be quite terrifying actually. That would be really scary. I would not like if that happened to me. Let's not do that.
Exactly. However, if you were to be approached by someone, let's say, relatively your age, relatively your experience in life, that could be better. Would be more relatable. Wouldn't make you do foolish things.
I understand. So when I find integrity, What do you need me to do? And why should I do it?
Well, you will let me know where she is, and you should do it because I am asking oh so nicely.
I guess you sort of do have a really big thing over me right now. And I'm probably not in the
do.
position to be rude. And
Yes, I do
Bargain.
think it would be better if you simply said yes to what I am telling you to do.
yeah.
Seems in your best interest.
Okay. Sure, I will keep an eye out for integrity. So
Well-
we're good. Secret safe with you. Pinky promise, maybe?
Mm.
Okay. Can't touch each other in the dream world. Can't even high five, fist bump. Okay. I'm gonna go.
No, the rules of the dream world. It's mostly just a personal preference.
Hmm. Okay.
And also, I would appreciate it if you never compared me to your father again. That is
Yeah. Yeah, that's sort of a low blow. Sorry, I know. Yeah, sorry. You don't have to. Yeah, I won't. I'll cut that out.
okay. Well, go play on the beach. Enjoy your time.
Yeah, if you don't mind, like
Off.
keeping it up for just a little while longer, so I can like splash around for at least a little bit. Maybe build a sandcastle. You could join me.
You just keep on dreaming.
We can be friends. You know, this doesn't have to be like a teacher-student relationship. We can be bros, right?
The scene starts to fade back to
Okay.
like you're still on the beach, but it's not hot anymore and it's not nice, and you can't really feel the sand like on your skin.
All right.
It's just a normal dream again.
And I start playing in the water.
Okay.
There's seagulls landing on my shoulders.
Aww. Okay. That's it for your dream. Back to the watch.
I mean, I'm gonna wake up Sonder next when my shift is done. I'll, like, climb her off the roof and, like, crawl in and be like, hey, and just, like, poke Sonder's cheek. Hey, buddy, Sonder,
Yeah.
Bud.
You stop.
hey, bud,
Stop.
buddy, bestie, bud.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's your turn.
Oh God. Oh God.
You good?
Yeah, I'm fine. All right.
Okay.
You don't have to have any like board games that someone can play by themselves.
No, I mean, I had a deck of cards, but that got burned up, so...
All right. Well, I'll just
Oh,
sit
you know
and
what
stare.
you can do? You can... Here, I'll, like, rip a couple pages out of my notebook and be like, you can, like, doodle if you want, or, like, write. Here's a pen, some paper, just if you get bored.
Thanks. Thank you. I'll take the pen and paper,
Okay, good night!
and I'll also climb up to the roof. I think I'm gonna occupy my time by like writing the first draft of a play.
Oh.
And I'm just gonna be writing like random snippets of dialogue that I want to include somewhere in the plot that I don't even have like very worked out yet. I'm just like making scenes that I will somehow connect and thread together with one overlying story eventually. I'm like having a lot of fun with character names, like trying to come up with names that like mean something. Wishing I had a thesaurus on me.
I'm not enjoying this personal call out. This is too relatable. Stop.
I'm writing my next D&D campaign.
It's sad that there's no D&D like babynames.com name meanings behind the name.
dndbabynames.com.
Okay, can you also make me a perception check for your watch?
Yep. That's a 12 plus 0.
It's at some point you notice that there's a cart heading through along with some people on horses. And as they get closer after a moment of worry about who the hell is coming near you in the night, they don't seem to be aggressive. They have the like the Volpesian sigil on their cart, and they are kind of like look like guards as they're heading through. One of them kind of on the horse like breaks off and stops by. I mean, how well did you guys hide the glam camp?
Probably not that well with our survival checks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you that's true. The survival checks were horrible. I was gonna say what that attempt was, but with those rolls, I mean, I guess you're quite visible anyways. One of the guards kind of breaks off the one on the horse, and just comes closer, and looks over at the camp and goes, "Everything okay here?"
Yeah, I'm gonna hop down and sort of like walk towards him so he doesn't get too close to the camp. Also because I don't want him to speak really loudly and wake up my friends who are sleeping. I'll say, yes, we're fine. We're just on the road to the capital, taking a night's rest before we arrive in however many days. You don't happen to know how far out that is from here, do you?
The capital, 2 to 3 days, depending on how fast you go.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, yes, we're all good. You can carry along.
All right. If you see any trouble, report it to someone alongside the road. But this is a pretty clear cut. You just go through here, down the bridge over the river, and then it's a lot of small settlements around, so should be pretty much safe for the last stretch of the journey.
Oh, yes, there is one thing. There's this sort of like group of people running around through the woods. They're just like terrorizing people on the road and messing with them. They've all got sort of like these matching pin sets that like mark their little group or whatever because they think that they're like cool, but if you see them, they're sort of like committing crime. I don't know if that's y'all's job, but that would be that could be just like a heads up.
Okay, so what do they have pins?
They well, some sort of like little it's like it's I don't me personally I don't remember. I know I know Saunders saw it
Yeah,
earlier that
the
day.
Pin looks like a book, and it has
Mhm.
an eye in the middle, and the detailing, like the line work, is all done in gold except for the eye's pupil, which has a dusting of a like iridescent purple bluish color.
Okay. Yeah,
Whereas
it's sort
the
of like this little gold book right here.
and
got
the pin
eyeballs.
itself looks like it's made out of obsidian,
Mm.
polished really nicely.
They're really nice. It's sort of like this golden book with an eyeball in the middle. It's very fancy. They attacked us earlier, but we were able to sort of ward them off and then run away. So and I've heard other people chatting about them being around, and I'm not sure where their base camp is, but really fancy golden books with eyeballs in the middle. I guess knowledge seekers or something. I don't know.
You know what any of them like look like as
Hmm.
people?
Mean They're a bunch of mean looking people.
Mean looking. Okay,
a thing of what they may look like.
I'll keep an eye out for a book club of mean looking people with pins.
Thank you.
Okay. Stay safe out on the road. And he gallops off to join up with the cart.
They don't have like, there's no like, this man didn't have like an insignia or like matching colors or anything on him, did he?
This guy, they're all kind of wearing armor, and there's like the Volpesian aristocracy symbol on the cart that they're traveling with, and they all kind of have like matching like a red and gold color scheme on the armor.
Okay. So they're official in some way.
Yeah, they're official in some way.
Okay.
And they do have like the government symbol of like the aristocracy.
Okay. I won't mess with them.
No solo adventure robbing a cart.
Yeah, I guess I'll watch them like go down the road until I can't really see them anymore, and then I'll head back to the cart.
All right. Who's on the? I'm trying to figure out if is there's just no good role for coming up with good names for play characters. Who's on the next watch?
Asta. Yeah, so I'll just do sort of the same thing, but I'll be very tentative about waking you up, so it's very much like a psst, Asta, 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 Asta.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Good morning.
It's your turn.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to
Okay.
bed.
You go do that. Think I'll climb up to the top of the caravan and sit on it. Look around. Yeah.
Okay, perception check for your watch. Brrr.
That's a 14.
Beautiful. Number one, immediately like 5 minutes after your watch starts, you just see Badger Bongwater make his way up to like plunk down next to you. Just hello.
Badger Bogwater.
Aster.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Franks.
Franks?
Franks.
Pranks. Oh, okay. What do you have in mind?
Paint. Paint. Spill paint. Let's spill paint.
I'm not gonna say no. The question really is, do we have paint?
Do you have paint?
I do not have paint.
I don't have paint.
As much as I'd enjoy to do that, I don't believe any of us have paint. So I'm gonna have to say no.
We could make paint. Out of fruit.
Is my basket of choosing fruit still bad? Is it still good, or has it gone bad?
I mean you're a bit. It's been like a day since you left, so I guess it's holding up, kind of like a couple, like 2-day-old fruit, where it's Some of them are still edible.
Badger, I have fruits. They're like a day or two old, so they're not prime for eating. So I don't know if they're prime for painting or making paint. But just so you know, I do at least have fruit.
Let's make paint.
Do I have to roll a check for making paint?
Yeah, let's make a check for making paint. Sleight of hand?
Oh,
For
okay.
hand- For fruit handling?
For fruit handling.
For fruit handling.
Okay. That's a 16.
Yeah, 16. That's you've made something resembling paint of a. It does have a fruit texture to it, but it seems to be doing its job pretty well.
Okay. Badger, who did you have in mind for this prank? Is it anyone specific? Is it people in general? Where are we doing this?
I don't target anyone specifically out of my good friends. You know?
So do you want I have an obligation to stay here, so we can't go do it. I guess we have to do oh man. I guess we have to do someone here. Okay. Is there anyone in particular you would like to prank?
Can't prank. Uh, can't. Not you. Not. Drez is feeling bad, so. Must be Sonder.
I love that Al wasn't even in the question. Must be Sonder.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Al can turn very big. I do not mess with Al.
Sonder
Not
Sonder
up for
grow wings.
consideration.
Sonder can grow wings, and we already pranked him. You sure?
You can pick if you want.
I personally cannot pick.
We could paint the dogs.
That'd be a little bit better. That would be a little bit better. Plus, then we could wake up to them like grooming each other. Okay, cool. Let's paint the dogs.
In
Um,
fruity paint.
I mean, like while we're at it, should we also paint the horses?
I'm just assuming in this fruit
A
basket
genius.
was like oranges, or not oranges, like grapes, raspberries, strawberries. So they're just all gonna be purple.
I think we start with the dogs and like do like swirls and stuff. I personally will do swirls and stuff on the dogs and the horses. I don't know what Badger will be doing.
Badger just starts on like really angry eyebrows. One dog has really angry ones, the other one just looks super surprised.
Quality contribution. And yeah, we'll be doing that. Do I have to roll performance or something for that, or
you can if you want to, you can make me another. I would say it's probably a sleight of hand because you're doing it with your hands. Yeah, I would say sleight of hand. Like sleight of hand. For painting all the animals.
Okie dokie. That's a 13.
It's good. It's quite nice. Your art styles kind of like don't match up that well, but it's a nice effect. The dogs do try to lick off the paint, which is a very accurate comment there from. It's like you get halfway done and they're just like getting all of it off, but you manage to do a nice job.
Happy dogs. They're probably still very stained. I'm just saying.
And this is
Badgers.
very healthy paint.
Oh yeah. Badger, is there anything else you would like to do tonight while I'm on my watch?
Deal.
What exactly would you like to steal and from whom?
Tiny things, pretty things, small things I can fit in my pocket.
Okay. And is the person you would like to steal from have a name that starts with an S and ends with an onder?
Yes.
I see. Okay. Okay. Okay.
They're gonna steal your earring, Saunders.
I have so few things on me.
They're gonna steal your earring,
Not my
Saunders.
earring. I sleep in that.
I will like climb into the carriage and in the least creepy way, like stand up in front of where Sandra's sleeping, looking down on him.
Badger is not trying to not be creepy. He walks like this, and then he just like rises up like a horror movie villain on top of Sander.
Are they trying to be sneaky?
I'm trying to be sneaky. I don't want
Make me-
people to know this.
Yeah, make me a stealth check, and I'll do one for Badger, and y'all can asleep people can make me what your perception is. Toss me that.
I mean, my passive is 13.
Yeah.
And I am also asleep, so.
21.
Badger has rolled a 4.
Ah! So,
He just like plops down.
I would definitely wake up from a loud thumping badger. I kind of like immediately after like hearing him plop, just like jump up. I'm like, oh, it's just.
I'm so sorry. Badger was getting in here and needed to like go find something. I didn't want him to disrupt you guys, but it happened.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Just slowly fall back down. Probably do not fall back asleep right away.
Sir.
Yes, Badger Bongwater.
You can say sorry for me.
Okay, I did.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can we still steal the shinies?
I mean, yes. I'm pretty sure that Drez isn't completely asleep, but we can still try.
I very much hear everything is mumbling to each other. I do not understand what you are saying.
It is probably unwise now that we have confirmation that they are still awake.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Sad day. Sad day.
more opportunities.
You know, you snuck into the caravan of a very paranoid man right now.
Badger, I'm gonna go back up to my my watch spot if that is all right with you.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna just kind of sadly climb back up and sit down.
Okay. Can you make me a perception check going back up?
Oh. Oh, I see. That is an 8. I'm sad.
8?
An 8.
Okay. Nothing else interesting happens that you can see.
That I can see.
Are you guys were you doing 3 shifts or 4 shifts?
3, I think, and
Three.
then we were
All right.
getting up.
3.
All right. It's morning. Badger Bongwater is making way through camp, just like hitting things with a wooden stick, trying to make like a nice alarm sound noise.
I think I'll try to, in combination, try to keep up and make it sound nicer. Play the lute to slowly wake people up. I don't want to. I don't want to.
Bang, bang.
I would like to say, after they woke me up, I was like restlessly, like a sleepless rest for the rest of it, as I could not fall back to sleep.
Oh.
So I've been up, just been laying there. I shut, trying to sleep, could not fall back to sleep.
Oh.
As we wake up, can I walk like under the pretext of like going pee to where the group was last night and just see if I can notice any weird tracks or anything in the light of day? And just see if anything is funky is going on over there.
All right.
I have a question, actually.
Mhm.
Can anybody recall if Monty has the spell, the good and evil one? Like, detect good and evil? Because I can detect, like, fey, undead, and stuff, right?
I believe. I think Monty has that. I also have
Yeah.
Divine Sense, but it's a lot more limited.
Okay.
Mine is only limited to Celestials, Fiends, and Undead within 60 feet, and not behind total
Okay.
cover.
Sorry, I didn't mean to, like, cut in there. I was just curious if I recalled if Monty had that, or one of you had something similar.
I am looking at Monty's spell list.
But I know the good and evil also does like aberrations and stuff like that, more things. Mine and fey creatures. This one, mine's just Celestials, Fiends, and Undead. And I don't think I've ever used it.
Okay. I would
I
say
feel like
Dres-
Monty had that, but I don't see it here, but I don't know.
I would wake up. When what Dres does get up, he is back in his normal outfit, and everything that you saw yesterday has completely disappeared, and he is back to being, oh, I'm Dresdor. However, he will probably talk to Sonder. But like, hey, can you sense things like, per se, maybe a horde of undead or anything?
I mean, like, I can sort of know when I'm talking to another Azumar or not, and I can like sort of. Apparently, my uncle told me apparently we can do the same things for like demons, and
Not
like
worried about demons. I'm just
like
worried
zombies
about
and
undead.
skeletons and creepers. Um,
Yeah, more of that sense.
yeah, I've never done it, but I've also just never really like been around. I can like scan the area if you want.
That would be so helpful.
I don't really know what it feels like because I've never really had that. I've lived in a house my
Yes,
entire life. Why would I
yes.
know what the undead are like, you know? So, but yeah, I can like walk around and see if I get like a tingle.
I'll walk with you.
I'll let you know if I get a tingle. Yeah, I'll use my divine sense just like as we sort of get into the area that Drez was at the first time where the sort of like tracks go, or the like path in the field that I saw earlier when I was scanning. So all that really does is lets me know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that isn't behind total cover.
Mhm.
And so like if there
And
was one, I would be like, there it is.
there it is. And Al, you're also looking at around the area.
Yeah, I'm more looking for like footprints if they dropped stuff, anything like that.
Okay, you make me an
Clock got
investigation
snagged
check.
in the woods.
You make me an investigation check for that, and I will say, Sander and Dress, as you're walking around just with the like 60-foot radius, nothing much turning up. It seems that it's if someone is nearby, they're not that close or they're not there.
I've kind of got nothing.
Well, that at least gives me some hope.
I got an 11 investigation.
You stumble upon kind of the way that they were leaving first, and then it seems that someone took care in covering up the tracks because it kind of just turns into just tall grass, not trampled or anything. When you go back, like kind of to where they were standing originally, there's nothing like drops or left behind, but there seems to be kind of a strange like just growth all over the ground, of kind of like this like spore like substance left behind.
Does I'll call it, hey, anybody got like an empty canteen or like a little jar or maybe even
will-
like a little baggie?
I will walk over to Al after she mentioned something. Do I recognize this?
Yeah.
I wouldn't touch that.
Don't touch it.
Actually do not touch it. Oh jeez. Okay. So, you know, I feel like I should tell you a bit more, but I'm afraid of bringing you into this.
Tris, I want you to look me in my eyeballs. Look me right in them. I'll
Yes.
like step on a fallen tree so we're at the same height. We love you and we care about you. And even if you kind of don't want us in it, you're stuck with me at least, and probably the rest of them. I mean, so we're kind of already in it, whether you like it or not. And we're gonna help you because you're our friend and we care about you. And I carried you like a baby last night, so I think that, I mean, that's bonding right there. That's like some storybook best friends shit. So we're gonna be with you, and you got this. And I like put my hand on your shoulder and like give you a little like head bump and be like, see, bonded. It's too late. So you don't have to tell us, but if you don't want to, but we're already in it. So Because we love and care about you. Okay, and then I step down so I'm little again.
Okay. We should get out of here first before I tell you anything, even though they're probably watching and listening right now.
I just hold up a middle finger to the general area. Okay, let's go.
He kind of stands there for a couple of minutes and looks at the fungal spores, takes a big sigh, gains his composure, and then they will join the rest of the group. On the road again.
And the horse and the dogs are painted.
They're just licking each other.
Oh,
Yeah,
whoa. How did that happen?
This must have happened during your watch, Asta. Somebody painted these dogs during your watch, because I saw the dogs and the horses, and they were not like this.
Yeah.
Maybe it was our stalkers. Maybe they did it under the hidden of the night.
Yes, they
It's
couldn't
possible.
steal you, so instead they painted our horses.
Yeah,
I
that sounds plausible.
wouldn't doubt it.
That sounds
Mm.
exactly like them. Am I doing a good job covering up the fact that I made a pact with Badger Bongwater?
Al doesn't question you.
It's my wisdom is my lowest stat. It goes right over my head, that's for sure.
Cool. Can I roll deception or something?
Sure. Let's see how convincing this lie.
I really don't want people to know.
Yeah, it's yeah, the deception versus insight. If anyone wants to question that.
I'll
You
challenge you. Well, that's a fucking 7 plus 7.
19. Yep,
Yeah,
I
no,
don't. It was probably during my watch. I don't know. Someone probably snuck in or something. It might have been. I don't know.
I don't know anything. I was too restless last night to pay attention to anybody.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for accidentally waking you up too. It was Badger Bongwater, but still.
It's fine. I'll be fine.
Let's pack up and go.
Packing up. Into the cart.
Yeah, it's a nice morning. It starts to drizzle a little bit as you get onto the road, but it's like a warm rain, and it's I believe your cart has like a little roof to it. We're just sitting on it, so you're not getting rained on. But it's a nice little drizzle that's just kind of getting the warm temperature down as you start heading towards the more wooded area.
So, I know one of the people in the group who has been chasing me. She tends to work through the night because she is a drow. The sunlight hurts her. She works in druid magic, but has the ability to harness things of undead and, well, wars, like the mushrooms you just saw. She has been after me for I want to say maybe 10, 15 years. And has not stopped since, so she's very angry. However, I do not wish to fight. Uh, it's complicated.
So those aren't the people. Those are or aren't the people whose book you threw in the ocean.
They are,
Okay.
but I know one of them.
Okay. Just making sure you're not being hunted by two parties.
No, same party. Just personally know that one.
Well, I'm sorry. That I understand that must be really difficult. We saw the impact that it took. Um, we are all here. I know you've had some conversations with Al already, but just reassurance from the rest of us that we are present and we plan to stay present, and the people in your presence should support you. So that's what we're going to do.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Do you want us to kill her, or is this like a friend situation and you don't want her to die?
Is this an X? Is this an X?
Is this an X?
No.
Okay.
It's complicated.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Also,
Okay. I've read enough plays to know what that means.
it's complicated. This is a difficult thing that maybe you will hear the full story one day. But if it comes down to it, there will be no fight. I assure that. She's only after me. And I would appreciate it if it comes down to her fighting me, that you do not step in. This is something between us.
All right.
That is all.
Can we fight the other people though? Like, I mean, like you two can have your thing, but like if there are other people, can we fight them? Should we fight them? Maybe not can.
I don't know how much they have changed. They aren't harmful people. It's only when you cross them that they seem dangerous. As I mentioned, a lot of them are very powerful spellcasters or assassins of sorts. They tend to hide in shadows and don't like to be seen. They are what you would consider the watchers of the surrounding world.
Well, I've got a big long pokey stick that can reach into the shadows and I can summon light at will, so...
And I got these.
I can turn invisible. And
We know.
Um, I don't know the capabilities, but a lot of them rely on chance and like to bend will to their way. They're not good people. They're just passive enough to where nobody wants to do anything about them. And they're good at hiding where they're at.
Well, when the fight comes, we can always do that thing where, like, you and the other person stand center stage and everyone else is fighting around you doing choreography that's way less complicated, so that it looks like you're in the throes of a giant battle, but really everyone's just focusing on the two people in the middle. Sorry,
That
I'm
would
making a lot
be
of play
great.
references. I am so excited to go see a play at the Capitol.
Just looked at chat. I'm like, do you want me to kill that guy for you?
Yeah. Chat, the unsung hero of this campaign.
So good.
Drez, I just, no matter what, we're here for you. If being here for you means we leave you alone, we'll do that. But if being here for you means that we stage an epic war, and create, super powerful weapons, or like if I have to like punch a couple guys, like we'll also do that too. But we're here for you in whatever capacity you need us to be here for you.
Thank you, Al. Be a very interesting story to tell.
We'd beat those storytellers for sure with that story.
Yeah. Worth it.
I forgot to say it before we left camp, but there was the remnants of the fire. Could I have taken, like, the charred remains of the wood or whatever that was there
Yeah,
for,
sure.
like, some simple charcoal?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
DIY art supplies.
Perfect. Yeah.
You guys are kind of pulling up. The road keeps heading straight, and you can see there's a bridge in the distance. There's a pretty large river that goes from here to the capital to like a port city leading into the ocean. It's like the same entirely huge river. There's a bridge you can see with some figures standing on it off in the distance, and there's also a little side road leading off into the surrounding woods.
Woods make me nervous.
Do you guys want to go into the port city? I'm sure it'll be more populated and we'll be able to hide and blend in more instead of isolated in the trees.
That sounds like a great idea. Port City.
Maybe we could sleep in a real bed for a night.
Oh, yeah.
Could really use a drink.
Would I know how far away the port city is roughly? Like, would we be able to get there by tonight? Or like how far out of the way is it?
Oh, I was I meant oh my god, speaking words. The port city is like at the end of the river, so it's like further on than the capital. Because it's just the same river that you're at now. There's also like a little village probably around on later, so you will be able to stop by for a real bed. But right now it's a bridge through that river, and you know that river on the map goes to like the capital and then to like a port city, so cuts through the entire country.
Okay.
Sorry, wasn't clear.
But there's a possibility that we can end up in a small village.
Yeah, this is because this does cut through, like, this is the main waterway of the country, so there's definitely gonna be like some place to stay as you head on further, just because you're about to enter like a more populated area. But right now it's woods or the bridge crossing the river.
Okay. If we were to pick up the pace, could we cut time on our traveling?
The man last night. Oh, by the way, I was visited by a man last night. He told me that it should be 2 to 3 days to get to the capital. I was actually visited by 2 men last night, if you think about it. Anyways, it was he said it should take 2 to 3 days to get to the capital, depending on how fast we go. So
I'm sorry, 2 men?
Yes, so there was the man on the horse who came over and was like, "Hey, is everything going all right?" And I was like, "Yes, we're just sleeping. What's the big deal?" And he was like, "Blah, blah, 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 blah. Oh, by the way, I told him about the people hunting you, and he thinks they're criminals running around in the woods now. Also, um, I just saw that was before I knew that one of your old friends was in there. So if they all get killed and murdered, that's my bad. Sorry. Anyways,
I am more worried about the people you just told them to send. Look,
no,
I'm
I
not
just told
worried
them to
about
look.
them. I am worried
I
about
just
the
told them to
people
keep an eye
traveling.
out. I just said keep an eye out. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. If they
Let
don't
me-
run into them, then they don't run into them. It wasn't that big of
Let
a
me-
deal.
Okay, let me just once again preface. These are. They are pacifists and to the point. They are dangerous people. Simple gods or mercenaries no, they're bad. Some of them have attained powers through the seers of that book. It is not. They are dangerous people.
So it's a good thing I told them about them.
It is a bad thing that you told them about them, because if they run into them and decide to attack them, they're not going to be very passive about being attacked.
I lean over to Badger, who I understand cannot understand what's happening, and just go, I bet I could take him. Just little whisper. Bet I could take him.
What language are you whispering to Badger?
Willing. I mean, I guess common. It's more of just it's more for Al.
Yeah,
I want to
Badger.
give Al some confidence.
Badger, with no clue what you're saying, just nods wisely.
Okay. So, before we go any further, please promise me that we are not going to talk about the group of scary people to random strangers.
Yes, we can do that. I was not aware of the dangers that I might have just put a bunch of city guards into. Unfortunately.
These are not. Okay, I understand. You're very confident. The fighting difference in Azaga and the mainland, very different. People in Azaga do not care. They are ruthless and sometimes barbaric.
Because if it makes you feel any better, the guards, like Valpesian, they kind of suck. I fought them. I fought like 3 of them before. So like, even if like, they probably won't even be able to find the people. They're not usually very good at their job, in my experience. So it's probably fine.
Probably. But if we come across a bunch of dead people.
Right.
I'm just worried about others' safety, alright? Let's just not talk about a cult. I'm pretty sure if we talk about a cult and it seems interesting enough, people are gonna go and look for it. I do not want them to expand in their numbers.
Well, in that case, I guess we'll find out in the next 2 days if they did or didn't find them.
I'm just gonna kind of sink into my seat
What?
and
What?
think. Just.
You guys pulling up on the bridge? All right. There is a group of 5 people there that kind of like halt your carriage. Sonder, they are wearing like the same kind of set of armor as the guy who passed you last night. They don't have a cart with them, but it's like the same, pretty much the same armor. and there's let's be 3 humans in the back, two tabaxi in the front, and one of them just kind of like waves you to stop your cart and goes, "There's fees for passing through the bridge."
Volpesian soldiers.
How much is the fee?
Can I get a better look at you inside? How many people are there?
Can I slip on like my noble signet ring and like very obviously like stick my hand out as I climb out of the
Mhm.
cart? Be like,
Uh,
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
This is interesting. The guy looks at the ring and just like kind of passes over it. Doesn't seem to mean much to him.
There's one,
Um,
two, and two of us up here, and 3 more in the back.
Can I make an insight check to see if these guys are real guards?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
All their clothes are baggy.
17.
Their clothes, Loki, are kind of baggy.
Ah!
It's definitely Volpesian armor, but they're not buckled into it properly. One of the guys in the back seems to have a size a bit too big for him, and they are definitely just bullshitting you here. These are not actual guards.
Hmm.
Insight check. Or, no, perception check. Can I peer and look for any special pins?
Okay, roll. Roll me that die.
I'll also lean over to Aster as I see Aster scoping them and be like, they didn't notice
11.
my ring. I don't trust them.
They're
How
not
much?
real.
11.
Nothing that you can see that would like suggest cult allegiance.
Okay, so these guys are just jerks. Yeah, okay, cool.
How much is the fee?
You look kind of the two of you kind of rich people like.
Not at all.
I'm still in the cart. I'm just listening to the conversation for right now.
How about 15 gold per person?
Can I peer out? There's like a window to this, right? Because we're technically like in a carriage
Yeah.
from that fancy woman.
There's windows of the carriage.
I would like to like pop my head out and be like, what seems to be the holdup? You know, we're very busy, and there are we have has Aster, have you come out yet?
I've like peered through, I believe, because I was able to find out that they're not real. But
Okay. But so
I'll
they
step
have
out,
seen it.
yeah.
You know, this I'm gonna try and play very sickly and be like, listen, we need to leave so quickly. This terrible sickness overcoming me. I feel like if we don't get to the capital soon, it's going to spread. The dogs are already seeming to be starting to get sick as well. And I would like to use some of the charcoal that I picked up and like kind of smush some of it in my hand, and as I'm coughing, like the black smoke comes out.
Okay. Okay. Make me a deception check with advantage, and if you don't have inspiration, I'm giving you inspiration. Because oh my god, that is really fun. That is really good.
Nat 20.
Yes!
See, all of those bad rolls have been leading up to this one good one.
Yeah. They just like look at each other and look back at you and just go,
I start like, I'm like coughing up this black smoke that I'm coughing towards them. Some of it might like flick on them.
Can I pass on through?
And then like, also, can I have like put something in like the dog's mouth to have them like drooling, like really grossly, like little bits of like, I don't know, if there was like fruit left over, maybe like some smushed like blackberries where it like colors the drool a little. I'm looking hazy.
Yeah,
now.
with a
I mean,
with
they
an,
were just
with an,
licking it, so
yeah,
they
with a nat
possibly got
20,
it.
sure. These dudes are terrified that you are bringing the plague. They just start like stepping aside. I mean, like you can pass on through. This is go back in the carriage. Don't lean out.
Are you sure?
Like black powder everywhere. Black charcoal powder.
Thank you. I'm gonna get back in the carriage.
Yep. I'm gonna slip back down.
And they all step a step back, and you see one of them just pulling out his shirt out of the armor, like put over his face.
So,
that he
you
doesn't
know,
have to breathe in
our
the
horse
charcoal.
has like purple squiggles on it. Like
And
really
they all
weird
step
disease.
back to the side. And are like, you can pass on through if you want to. Head wherever. Bring the plague to the next village. We do not care.
as we're traveling further up, I'm like, learn that on my ways through the mainlands. Met a very interesting pawn artist. It's a great time.
The
This is
colors
perfect.
of like the Volpesian army, is it red and white or red and gold?
Red and gold.
Okay.
All right. And I think with that wonderful nat 20 scheme, which is just completely 100% worked. I love it. I think that is it for today, and we shall get back to the rest of this journey next week.
All right, we will see you all next week. We should all be here next week, the final week of peace before the chaos of July.
Yeah, the chaos of July.
The chaos of July.
The chaos.
Also, I'm gonna self-plug myself. If anybody lives in the Wisconsin area and will be attending the Bristol Renaissance Festival, I'm going to be performing at the Bristol Renaissance Festival in Kenosha, Wisconsin. I'll be with Guido's Academy of Theatrical Swordplay doing a sword fighting show with me and some of the other stage combat minors at my college. I know Spencer will be seeing me there one of the days. So if anybody is in the area, you'll see me. I'll be in character, but you'll see me there.
I will just be there hanging out. Just look for the cladded, feathery Rogue of Shadows from a certain podcast. I will be cosplaying Vaxelzan, and yeah, I will be there.
We'll both be
Maybe
there on the
come say
17th.
hi.
I'll be there 10th, 11th, 17th, and 18th, performing 4 shows a day for 4 days.
Ay.
So, if anybody's there for any of those days, that would be, I'll see you guys there. July 10, 11, 17, and 18, 2021. All right. We will see you all next week to continue traveling. We'll have our truck driver back, and we won't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll see y'all there. Bye bye.